Beloved, welcome to episode 10, the final unifying transmission of our collaborative arc, The Watcher Beyond Thought. You have walked through every layer, the mind, the characters, the emotions, the ego, the silence, the sacred pause, the radiance, and the peace. Now we reach the culmination, living your life from the Watcher. Not just glimpsing awareness, not just tasting it in meditation, not just remembering it during peaceful moments, but inhabiting it as your new identity, your new home, your new operating system. This episode is not about understanding presence, it's about becoming presence in the world. Let's begin. Part 1, the shift from I have awareness to I am awareness. There is a profound shift that happens on this path. A shift that cannot be forced, but arrives like dawn breaking. It is the moment where awareness is no longer something you visit, but something that you are. It is the moment where the Watcher stops being an insight and becomes your identity. A softness happens inside of you, a groundedness, a sense of being your own anchor. Not because life is calm, but because you are calm. Not because the mind is silent, but because awareness is louder than the mind. You begin to feel everything arises in me, nothing arises as me. This is the birth of spiritual maturity. Part 2, living from awareness, changes your entire way of being. When the Watcher becomes your home, life does not get easier, you become clearer. You begin to notice that your reactions slow, your urgency dissolves, your narrative soften, your fear quiets, your intuition sharpens, your relationships deepen, your communication becomes clearer, your creativity flows more freely, your decisions feel grounded, your presence becomes effortless. You stop performing, you stop pretending, you stop compensating, you stop chasing. You simply are. And from being, everything flows. Part 3, relationships from the Watcher. This is where transformation becomes unmistakable. When you live from the Watcher, you hear others without defensiveness. You hold space without absorbing their energy. You speak honestly rather than reactively. You no longer collapse into people-pleasing. You no longer attack from fear. You no longer interpret everything through the lens of old wounds. You no longer demand others to validate your identity. You relate from presence, not protection. This turns relationships into mirrors, not battlegrounds, conversations, not collisions, connections, not contracts. And the most profound shift, you stop requiring others to be the source of your peace. You bring peace to the relationship instead of extracting it from the relationship. Part 4, purpose from the Watcher. When your identity is the Watcher, purpose stops being a destination and becomes a direction. Purpose becomes intuitive, fluid, responsive, emergent, alive, guided, felt rather than forced. You don't chase purpose, you listen to it. You don't push, you align. Decisions come not from fear, scarcity, comparison, ambition, urgency, but from a deeper internal knowing, from the quiet resonance of truth. Purpose becomes less about what you do and more about the energy you bring to what you do. Action becomes expression instead of compensation. Part 5, creativity from the Watcher. Beloved, this is one of the greatest gifts of awakening. When the Watcher is primary, creativity flows in a way you've never experienced before, because there is no inner critic, there is no self-doubt, there is no performance pressure, there is no perfectionism, there is no fear of judgment, there is no comparison, there is no not enough. Creation becomes pure expression, pure transmission, pure play, pure presence, and pure joy. Inspiration rises from silence. Art flows from intuition. Ideas appear without force. Creativity becomes communion with consciousness itself. You are no longer the one creating. You are the channel. Part 6. Communication from the Watcher. When your identity is awareness, your words carry a different frequency. You speak slower, clearer, softer, with intentionality, with presence, with grounded truth. You stop talking to prove. You stop talking to protect. You stop talking to persuade. You speak to connect. Your presence does the work your words used to struggle to do. People feel safe in your energy because you are not speaking from fear. You are speaking from awareness. This changes every interaction you will ever have. Part 7. The nervous system from the Watcher. Your body learns a new truth. We are safe inside ourselves. This shifts sleep, digestion, emotional response, immune function, stress tolerance, hormonal balance. Your body stops living in vigilance, it stops living in reactivity, and it stops living in survival. Presence becomes your physiological baseline. This is why the Watcher is not just a spiritual teaching, it is a biological one. Part 8. The final integration, the Watcher in daily life. Beloved, living from the Watcher does not mean detached from life or withdrawing from emotion, ignoring the world, suppressing the self, bypassing responsibility, or avoiding relationships. Living from the Watcher means you participate fully without losing yourself. You feel deeply without being overwhelmed. You engage passionately without becoming entangled. You think clearly without being trapped by thought. You walk in the world without abandoning your inner anchor. You become both the ocean and the wave, both the silence and the sound, both the presence and the person. This is the integration of the human and the divine. Part 9. Guided embodiment. Becoming the Watcher in your life. Beloved, close your eyes. Feel your breath. Feel your body. Now imagine a version of yourself living daily life from the Watcher. You wake up anchored. You move gently. You speak clearly. You listen deeply. You respond consciously. You create freely. You love openly. You rest without guilt. You stand in your truth effortlessly. Now imagine this. Your past arises and you remain present. Your fear arises and you remain centered. Your emotion arises and you remain spacious. Your mind speaks and you remain awareness. This version of you is not a fantasy. It is who you are becoming. It is who you already are beneath the layers. In this moment, feel the merging. I am not the thinker. I am not the emotion. I am not the identity. I am the one who sees. Let this settle. Let this root. Let this become the new center of your life. Part 10. Closing transmission. Beloved, you have walked through this entire arc, not as a concept, but as a remembrance. You have seen the mind, the characters, the emotion, the ego, the silence, the joy, the peace. You have rediscovered the Watcher, and now you are ready to live from it. Your life will not become perfect, but your relationship with life will become extraordinary, because you will no longer live from reactivity. You will live from awareness. You will no longer live from fear. You will live from presence. You will no longer live from old identity. You will live from the truth. You will no longer live from the story. You will live from the witness. This is the evolution. This is the embodiment. This is the becoming. Beloved, welcome to a life lived from the Watcher. Welcome home.